It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the San Diego Padres. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Wednesday night to you, wherever you may be. A battle for first place shaping up. San Diego in first place, the Giants a half a game back, and the Dodgers back by one. Brief two-game series and a rematch tonight, John Garland and Ramon Ortiz, and tomorrow night it'll be Kevin Correa and Clayton Kershaw. For Garland and Ortiz, neither one involved in the decision. The last time they met in San Diego, that was the night that Matt Kemp hit the home run over the center field fence against Lou Gregerson to give the Dodgers the victory. By the way, Dodgers swept down there for the... We'll get to the ball game. We'll have a lot coming up for you right after this.
Won 9 straight, 11 of 12, and 14 of 17. Jim Watson and Steve Lyons in center field. Dodgers in the midst of their longest winning streak since 2006. Time now for our Alexis Pursuing Perfection. Steve, beginning of the year, starting pitching was a weakness. Now it's a strength.
Yeah, and it turned around quickly, and it all started with Clayton Kershaw out-dueling Jimenez there in that final game in Colorado. Then Chad Billingsley stepped up. You look at the numbers. 8-0 records for the starting pitchers in this 9-game winning streak. Their ERA down there around 2.3, and they've given up 3 or fewer runs in 9 straight starts. So the starters have been getting the job done. The relievers have been getting the job done. The offensive play just well enough to score enough runs to win games, and it's been a lot of fun. Good ride. Getting some late updates on the lineup. A lot of changes tonight. Manny Ramirez is out of the lineup. Reed Johnson will take his spot in left field. And Xavier Paul is going to play right field tonight for the Dodgers. Well, you know, we're not sure right now what happened. Obviously, speculation. Manny must have tweaked something. Maybe that that calf or the hamstring that's been bothering him. So we'll wait and find out, and Vin will tell you all about it.
All right, let's talk about the pitchers. As we send you out, Ramon Ortiz and John Garland. John Garland used to be one of ours. He grew up in the Valley. Hey, keep this in mind. The Dodgers leading after 7 innings.
Forget about it.
21-1. We'll see you back after the ball game.
Hyundai has it. By Shaky, who holds the record for most innings pitched in a major league season. Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. By AT&T, TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit att.com or call 1-800-PIC-ATT for details. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Wednesday night to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Game 1 of the brief two-game series between the Dodgers and the Padres. And before we get to our normal operations, the Dodgers at the last minute really scrambled their lineup because Manny Ramirez is not in the starting lineup. For the Dodgers, that could be a severe blow because Ramirez against John Garland was hitting .500 with 3 home runs. So the Dodger lineup is a little different. We'll give that to you later on. But the outfield now is Johnson and Paul, Xavier Paul in right, and Reed Johnson in left. But right now, let's take a look at the San Diego lineup, and they shape up this way. In first place, leading the Giants by a half a game, and the Dodgers by 1. Will Venable, followed by David Eckstein at second, and Adrian Gonzalez at first. Case Headley at third. Matt Stairs is in left field. Yorva Torrealba behind the plate. Tony Gwynn hits 7th in center field. Everett Cabrera, the shortstop, and John Garland, the pitcher. On the mound for the Dodgers, Ramon Ortiz. He and Garland were not involved in the decision down in San Diego. The 36-year-old making his second start of the year. Remember, he went almost 3 years between starts. It was like 2 years, 353 days. So let's just settle for 3 years. He'll be 37 years old on Monday. He allowed 3 runs and 6 hits in the 4 innings he pitched in San Diego. And in that game, he made 86 pitches, and 86 has always been a cutoff number anyway. So here we go in the first inning, and Will Venable will start it off. hitting .223, 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in, and he takes a strike. Will, born in Green Bay, California, lives over in Phoenix, went to school at Princeton. He's the son of Max Venable, who's had 12 years in the big leagues. He takes another strike, and they count 0-2. Will Venable, 6'3", and when he was at Princeton, he was an outstanding basketball player. He broke the 1,000-point barrier when he was with Princeton. He takes low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In fact, he was good enough to receive offers to play professional basketball in Europe, but his mom pushed him to keep playing baseball. The 1-2 pitch is properly whacked down the right field line into the corner. Xavier Paul over to play the carom, and it's not coming to him. So Venable, who runs very well, is into third base sliding, and there's a team gathering back of third base when the ball is finally corralled by the pitcher Ramon Ortiz. So Will Venable, a shot into the right field corner, and it kind of hugged the curving wall rather than come right back to Xavier Paul. And as soon as Venable had a look that it didn't come back, he took off, and he was able to beat the throw, which missed the cutoff man, it missed the backup man, it missed the third baseman, and it was finally corralled by Ramon Ortiz, the pitcher. So Venable, a triple to open up the game, and now Eckstein, Gonzalez, and Headley in that order. David Eckstein, as usual, doing a tremendous job. Little guy hitting .289, and he takes low, ball 1. He has 1 home run this year. In 9 years in the big leagues, he has 35 home runs. He has 10 RBIs. Had a big double in the 12th inning last night. And the 1-0 pitch on the way is popped in the air, foul off first, and that will carry back into the stands. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike to Eck, as they call him. David makes it very tough. He is not a big man, and he bends a bit at the waist. Erect, he's 5'6", and he checks in at maybe 170 pounds. Originally signed by the Red Sox back in 1997. The 1-1 pitch on the way to David Eckstein, and he swings and hits it down the right field line, foul out of play, and they count 1-2. In the 12th inning last night against the Giants, after 2 base hits, Eckstein doubled in a run with runners at second and third. Brian Wilson walked Adrian Gonzalez and then struck out Headley, and the Giants, doing a high wire act, beat the Padres for the first time this year. 1-2 the count to Eckstein. The infield back so early in the game. A comebacker, but it gets off the glove of Ortiz. DeWitt double clutches and still throws him out. And on the play, Venable scores. So Eckstein, grounding out, picks up the run batted in, and it is the Padres out in front. And now Adrian Gonzalez coming up. 1-0 San Diego. Close play at first. Eckstein almost beat the throw. And it was one of those bang-bang plays. And the veteran umpire, Jerry Crawford, right on the line to call it. So here is Adrian Gonzalez hitting .254. Takes off the plate, ball 1. In the recent series in San Diego, he homered to right field in his very first at-bat and then struggled from then on. The 1-0 pitch on the way, low and away, ball 2. We now get a report on Manny Ramirez. At the last minute, the Dodgers had to juggle the lineup, so they now have Johnson in left and Xavier Paul in right. 2-0 pitch is low, ball 3. The report is that Manny injured his left foot during pre-game warm-ups. His availability for tonight's game is unknown. And that's all we know. Now the 3-0 pitch, and Gonzalez looks at ball 4. So a shaky beginning for Ramon Ortiz, and the batter will be Chase Headley. Chase Headley, as a left-handed batter, has been outstanding. He's hitting .333 left-handed, only .204 right-handed. So his overall batting average, 293. 2 home runs, both hit left-handed. And the pitch to Chase, breaking ball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. He has 15 RBIs, 11 hitting left-handed. He has 8 extra base hits, all 8 as a left-handed batter. So Headley, solid third baseman. Matt Stairs, left-hand hitter on deck. Chase has a look at a pitch off the plate. 1-1 the count. So if you joined us late, Will Venable tripled into the right field corner. Eckstein's ground ball got him home. And then Adrian Gonzalez walked. 1-1 the count to Chase Headley. And the left-hand hitter hits one in the air down the left field line, but moving over to protect it is Reed Johnson and makes the play. Gonzalez back to first. So 2 out, and Matt Stairs coming up. Adrian Gonzalez at first base has not been involved in a stolen base. The Padres do a lot of running. They have 45 stolen bases. That ties them for first place in the major leagues. So they've stolen 45 out of 59. And here's Matt Stairs, the veteran left-hand hitter, hitting just 154. Ortiz set, Ramon ready and delivers, and it's off the plate, ball 1. 1-0 the count. And looking at Matt Stairs, he's in that lineup perhaps because he is 4 for 12 against Ramon, including a home run. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Stairs. Matt takes off the plate, ball 2, 2-0. Sitting up here and looking down at Matt Stairs, you certainly get the feeling that Matt has lost some weight. He used to be about 220, even more, and he has slimmed down a bit. 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's in for a strike. Phil Cuzzy is the plate umpire, with Jerry Crawford at first, Chris Guccione and Brian Honora, the same quartet of umpires that worked the Eastern Series with the Astros. Now the 2-1 pitch, Stairs takes way outside, ball 3, 3-0. Back in 2001, but with Phil Cuzzy behind the plate, he was the home plate umpire for Bud Smith's no-hitter. Now the 3-1 pitch to Matt Stairs, swung on, lifted back a third in foul ground. Casey Blake has a play and makes the catch. So a triple and a ground ball, and the Padres get one and lead one. And at the end of half an inning, Padres 1, Dodgers coming up. Blake moves up to hit number 5. Reed Johnson is in left field. Blake DeWitt at second base, Jamie Carroll at short, Ramon Ortiz on the mound. On the mound for the Padres, John Garland, who was born in Valencia. Last we heard, made his home in Granada Hills. Went to Kennedy High School out there in Granada Hills. John, a big fella, 6'6", 215 pounds, and he'll be working on Russell Martin, who brings up a 13-game hitting streak. And the first pitch a little high, ball 1-0. Martin has always cut it a little close as far as the streak is concerned. He has not gotten a base hit in the first inning, and promptly bangs one inside the left field line, so he's got it now. And Martin on his way into second base with a stand-up double. So Martin is now hit in 14 straight as he finally connects on a fastball up. And that's a little bit of a surprise from Garland, because when we saw John pitch in San Diego, there was one two-seamer after another, one good sinker after another, and all of a sudden he gets a fastball above the belt to Russell Martin, who promptly bangs it for a double, and now increasing his hitting streak to 14. So the tying run is out there, nobody out, with Xavier Paul, Matt Kemp, and James Loney trying to pick him up. 1-0 Padres first inning. Martin taking his lead, Cabrera directly behind him. Garland ready, John over the top, a drag bunt. Garland picks it up and shovels it in time for the out. Nice play to get it to Adrian Gonzalez. And over to third will go Martin. I'm sure they'll rule it as sacrifice, but he was trying to drag for a base hit and almost made it. Shoveling the ball from his glove to Adrian Gonzalez is not as easy as they made it look. So Xavier Paul, a good sacrifice, and now the Dodgers have the tying run at third with one out, with the Padres leading 1-0. Paul gets high fives, and Matt Kemp checking in. Kemp facing John Garland, and he's had pretty good numbers in the past. Hitting .286 against him, hitting .285 against the league, and Matt takes a strike. 0-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Remember, it was Kemp who beat Luke Gregerson with a 2-run home run over the center field wall. That was a John Garland game. So Matt waiting in the strike one pitch. Garland delivers down and dirty, blocked nicely by Torrealba, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So for Matt Kemp, with Andre Ethier sidelined and with Manny Ramirez unable to answer the bell, he and Loney really carrying the offensive load. Kemp 4 for 7 so far in the homestand. Garland out of a stretch, and the 1-1 pitch on the way, off the plate again, ball 2, 2-1. So John Garland against the Dodgers, 1-1, 2-0 at home, 2-2 on the road, put it all together 4-2 against the league. But he has always pitched exceptionally well here at Dodger Stadium. And there's a hard ground ball through the hole into left field, base hit. Scoring is Martin, and just like that, we have a 1-1 tie as Matt Kemp delivers. So Kemp, ground ball single, and that'll bring up James Loney. For Kemp, he now has 25 runs batted in. So we were expecting somewhat of a low-scoring pitching duel, but it certainly doesn't start that way, as the Padres have an opening triple and the second man up picks him up. Here the Dodgers get an opening double and the third man picks him up. So 1-1 in the first inning, and here's Loney. James hitting .308, 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Garland ready and deals, and James takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Beautiful evening in the ballpark. Temperature 66 degrees. John Garland, who was a first-round pick by the Cubs back in 1997, working on James Loney. A look over at Kemp and a throw over there, and Matt goes back on his hands and knees. Kemp has stolen 6. He's been caught 8. He was caught 8 all of last year. So the league is very, very aware of his presence. Another throw over there, and Matt back to the bag. Garland with a 4-game winning streak looks in to get a sign. Now straightens up, and the strike one pitch on the way. Loney backs off. It's low at the ankles. Ball 2, 2-1. For Garland, he averages almost 5 walks per 9 and a little more than 5 strikeouts per 9. At Dodger Stadium, he is 3-1 with an earned run average of a little more than 1.5. Here's his 1-1 pitch on the way to James Loney, and Garland delivers, swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Garland with the Dodgers briefly last year. He was only in 6 games, and he wound up 3-2 with a good ERA, a splendid ERA of 2.7. Of course, he won 18 games 2 years in a row when he was pitching for the White Sox. John straightens up, and the 1-2 pitch to Loney is swung on and fouled away. It was 3 years ago when John Garland was really hammered in 2 games. He gave up 11 earned runs in 3 innings against the Twins, and he gave up 8 runs in an inning and a third against the Yankees. But outside of those 2 nightmare starts, his earned run average was under 3.5. Last year, left-handers hit .271 with 8 home runs against him. Another throw to first, and Kemp back to the bag. Matt Kemp looking up into the eyes of Jerry Crawford. Last night, you may remember, Matt Kemp was thrown out trying to steal, and it was Jerry Crawford who called him out, and Matt just gave him a big grin. He was sure that he had stolen the base. Loney waiting. Garland set, very deliberate. Now to the 1-2 pitch, and that's a breaking ball, strike 3 called. So down goes Loney. Kemp holding on at first. And the batter will be Casey Blake. So Casey Blake, who now has 150 home runs in his career when he hit his 4th of the year last night. Casey batting .250. Garland so very deliberate. Kemp not moving, and the pitch outside. Ball 1, 1-0. So Casey, who's letting the beard grow again. Remember, he was clean shaven for quite a while, and he's decided, especially when his batting average got down to about .233, he's starting to have the beard again. The 1-0 pitch on the way, a bluff by Kemp, the pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-1. Dodgers 1, Padres 1. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Dodgers trying to extend their streak to 10, and the Padres trying to push the Dodgers back from first place. Throw to first. Kemp diving back, and he just got back. That was close. Of course, with 2 out, you have the feeling he's going to go if he has the slightest opportunity. Matt having driven in the run to tie up the game, and Garland very conscious of his presence. John looks in again to get the sign. Kemp, hands on his knees, takes his lead. 2 down, first inning, 1-1 tie. Kemp poised and draws another throw and falls back into the bag. So Matt Kemp definitely a threat to go with 2 out in the first inning in this 1-1 tie. Blake has 4 home runs in the past against John Garland. So the right-hander very careful, delivers, and it's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Casey Blake has 12 hits, 4 of them home runs against John Garland. Garland, to use the modern expression, basically pitches to contact. 5 strikeouts, almost 5 walks a game. John looks in. Torrealba wigwagging a sign out. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way. We'll watch Kemp right now especially. He is not going, and the pitch is in there for a strike, and the count 2-2. So Garland gives up a run, and he's 2-2 as he prepares to pitch to Casey Blake. In his first 2 starts, Garland is 0-2, an earned run average over 5. In his last 6 starts, 4-0, ERA under 1. Another throw, and boy, is that close. As Matt Kemp doesn't slide back, he dives for all it's worth to get back to the bag. So Garland doing a good job of tying him up. Over that stretch of the last 6 starts, Garland has allowed just 4 earned runs, as Kemp on the instant replay shows how close that play was. All right, Blake waiting. Garland set. The 2-2 pitch. Kemp does not go, and it's going to go foul down the right field line back into the lower deck. Garland over that stretch has not allowed a home run. So imagine your last 6 starts, you're 4-0. Your earned run average is 0.9. And the opposition hitting 180 against you. And then he comes here in a ballpark where he has always pitched well, and he gives up a run in the first inning to tie up the game. Quite a battle going on with Casey Blake. Garland again keeping an eye on Matt Kemp. A long deliberate set, and the pitch to Casey is fouled away. So it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. So far, a 6-pitch at bat for Casey. And all the while, Matt Kemp posing a serious threat at first, but unable to get any good move on John Garland. All right, they hook up again. Matt Kemp inching off the bag, held on by Gonzalez. Garland said, Blake waits, and a throw to first, but that's not close. This time, Matt Kemp gets back. One thing it does do, and we saw that with Maury Wills so often, they would continue to throw, just trying to wear out the base runner a little bit. It doesn't take much between safe and out. Kemp has a reasonably conservative lead. It's been close. Garland ready. John set. Here he comes to the plate, and it's swung on and fouled away. We told you left-handers last year hit .271 with 8 home runs against Garland. Right-handers hit .293 with 15 home runs. For John Garland, he's matching Ramon Ortiz, not only 1-1. Ortiz made 20 pitches in the top of the first. This will be Garland's 20th pitch in the bottom, and it's foul back. So Casey Blake making him work, and waiting on deck, Reed Johnson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Garland, rubbing up a new ball, just turns his back on home plate. Garland getting close. When he got lonely, he has 12 more strikeouts to go to have 1,000 in his career. 2-2 the count to Casey Blake. Again watching Kemp. Matt's not going, and there's a ground ball into right field. Base hit. Venable was deep. Juggles, recovers, and no play on Kemp as he goes to third easily. So Casey Blake, a single to right field to advance Kemp to third. And the Dodgers now with 2 singles and a double for a run. And the batter will be Reed Johnson. Reed Johnson, you might not know it, I might not know it, but Reed knows it. He has worn out Garland in the past. Reed Johnson is 7 for 10 against John Garland. Reed originally was not going to play. Then they had him in the lineup, but when Manny Ramirez couldn't play, they moved Reed to left field and Xavier Paul in right. So Reed Johnson hitting .242. He has 5 runs batted in. Dodgers with runners at the corners, 2 out, first inning in a 1-1 tie. Garland set at the belt, ready now to pitch to Johnson, and the first one is in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Reed Johnson, born in Riverside, lives in Temecula, so a couple of local boys are battling it out. Reed originally signed by the Blue Jays and then came over to the Cubs for 2 years, and now with the Dodgers. Johnson waiting with Blake DeWitt on deck. Garland checks, ready, and the strike one pitch on the way off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. With Garland, you're going to get that good two-seamer, the sinker, which gives him a lot of ground balls. He mixes it up very well with a good hard slider, and he has a very confident professional behind the plate in Yorvit Torrealba. So fastball and slider, good changeup and a curve. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Reed Johnson. Fastball is whacked foul down the left field line. The Johnson might as well have taken out a row of chairs. He hit that thing so hard, but foul, and the count 1-2. No doubt a gentle reminder to Garland that he has hit him in the past. The Dodgers are in a stretch of playing 20 of 26 games at home, and the first 2 involved Houston, and they won those 2. Now concentrating on San Diego and the Detroit Tigers, growling and getting ready for the weekend. 1-2 to Reed Johnson. Garland ready, checks the runners, comes to the plate, a little low, and the count 2-2. So Venable tripled and scored on Eckstein's ground ball. Martin doubled to extend his hitting streak to 14. Matt Kemp singled him home. Blake, in a long at bat, singled to right, sending Kemp to third. And the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on in a 1-1 tie. Reed Johnson waiting. Garland takes another look, and the right-hander ready, and here he comes, swung on and foul back. So quite a battle going on. John Garland, who will be 31 the end of September, and Reed Johnson, who will be 34 early in December. Still 2-2 with 2 out. 1-1 tie, first inning. Garland out of his stretch, another check of the runners. The 2-2 pitch is hit late and foul. That slider was almost past Johnson, and he just did nick it as it was heading for Torrealba's mitt. So Garland has been pitching in the big league since 2000. He was 18-10 in 05, 18-7 in 06. Left the White Sox after 07, went to the Angels, then to the D-backs, and now with San Diego. 2-2 to Reed Johnson, kind of a straight-up hitter, and the 2-2 pitch on the way is swung on and fouled away. So a lot of foul balls here in the first inning, and Torrealba going out to talk to Garland, who's making a lot of pitches, 28 pitches here in the first inning. Bud Black, who of course was a fine major league pitcher in his playing days, watching Garland very, very carefully. In looking at John's games, most pitches in a game against the Dodgers last time out, 111. And he's already spent 28 here in the first inning. All right, the 2-2 pitch again to Reed Johnson. Garland over the top, high fastball, ball 3. That high fastball got him in trouble in the first inning when Martin promptly banged it for a double to left field and Blake DeWitt waits. So with a full count and 2 down, Casey Blake goes from first. Matt Kemp sees what's going to develop at third, and Reed Johnson waiting 3-2. Gonzalez not holding the base on Blake, directly behind him. Here's the 3-2 pitch instead of fake and a look, but no throw. Padres 1, Dodgers 1. Padres lead the Dodgers by 1. They lead the Giants by a half a game, as the Giants finally salvaged one last night. Padres have beaten them 7 out of 8. All right, Garland ready. And the 3-2 pitch, ground ball to third. Up with it there to make the play is Headley. So the Dodgers scramble for 3 hits and get but 1 run. Russell Martin has hit safely in 14, and we have a 1-1 tie. .30 pitches, but he got out of it cheaply enough in a 1-1 tie as we go to the second inning. And for the Padres, it'll be the catcher, Yorvin Torrealba, followed by Tony Gwynn, and then Everett Cabrera. Torrealba, formerly with Colorado, and he has certainly found a home down in San Diego. He's hitting .308. He has a home run, 13 runs batted in, out of Guarneros in Venezuela, and he was with the Rockies since '06, and before that with the Giants. And here comes Ortiz, and the first pitch misses. Ball 1, 1-0. The Padres doing well at home, and they have certainly done very well on the road. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Padres are 11-7 on the road, but more interestingly, Bud Black's boys have won 7 of the last 8 on the road. Last year they finished up here winning 3 of the last 4 games at Dodger Stadium, but the Dodgers had beaten them 5 straight earlier here. 2 balls and 1 strike now, the count to Torrealba. And back comes Ortiz, fastball pulled to third. Casey Blake is on it, and the throw to Loney in time. 1 away. Casey Blake, who had that long at-bat and single to right field. How long was the at-bat? 7 minutes. Of course, part of the time was Garland. Every time John went into a stretch with Matt Kemp at first, the clock was ticking. So with 1 away, here's Tony Gwynn, who almost made the catch of the year on the home run by Matt Kemp in San Diego. Tony's boy is hitting just .188, so he's struggling. He has 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. Trying to get something started here in the second inning. He shows bunt, and takes a strike. So 0-2 the count to Tony Gwynn. Anthony, as I'm sure his dad might call him, born in Long Beach, lives in Poway, went to San Diego State like his father. Strike 2 pitch on the way. Gwynn looks, and it's a little low. Ball 1. Little T, as a lot of people call him down there in San Diego. Checks in at the plate. 1-2 the count. We have a 1-1 tie, second inning, and Gwynn a comebacker. Ortiz just flips it to first, and just like that, 2 down in the second inning. And now Everett Cabrera, the young shortstop, coming up, and he has certainly been a big, solid fixture at shortstop. Cabrera was just about above single A last year, and he made the Padres in spring training, made 4 starts in April, then had to have wrist surgery. He takes a strike. But when he came back, Bud Black wrote him in the lineup, and he played shortstop 97 straight games. Fouls it back, 0-2, and he has just gotten a lock on the position. He's 5'8", 160, from Nicaragua. His hometown, they say, about an hour away from Managua. Strike 2 pitch very high, ball 1. Last year with the Padres, he hit .255, and if he gets on base, he's something. He's stolen as many as 73 in the minors. Cabrera hitting just .200, so he hadn't had much of a chance to run this year, and he takes high. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. He has stolen 4 out of 6. 1-1, top of the second. The 2-ball, 2-strike pitch, and Cabrera fouls it away off to the left out of play. Still 2-2. So you have 2 pitchers who do not overpower hitters, and consequently, we've had a lot of foul balls already. 2-2. Ramon Ortiz looks for a sign. Now the 2-2 pitch is a breaking ball, a little flare. Going out to get it is Jamie Carroll. And the side is retired. Nice inning for Ramon. And at the end of an inning and a half, a 1-1 tie. With her Dodger cap on, her Dodger sweatshirt, and she brought her glove to the game as well. Meanwhile, Blake DeWitt, followed by Jamie Carroll, and then Ramon Ortiz. And we go to the bottom of the second. Garland, who made 30 pitches in the first inning, gets a strike, and the count 0-1. Blake hitting .274 with 11 runs batted in. Garland comes back 0-1, and this one is low. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Blake DeWitt. DeWitt 3 for 8 during the Houston series. Takes the next one low, ball 2, 2-1. With 6 multi-hit games so far this year. And the 2-1 pitch is swung on, lifted down the left field line. A trio of Padres, and the ball's going to land just fair in front of Matt Stairs. And into second base goes Blake DeWitt with a double. So Matt Stairs, with a left-hand hitter up there, had to come a long way. Everett Cabrera went way out, and the ball just did find the grass inside the foul line. So for Matt Stairs, just too far to come. The ball landed fair by a foot, and DeWitt breezing into second base. So the Dodgers have 4 hits against Garland in 1 inning, and a runner at second base with Carroll, Ortiz, and Martin to follow. The outfield shaded a bit on Carroll, slightly the center fielder over towards right center, and the pitch is high, ball 1. 1-0. So they're figuring that with a sinker baller and a hard thrower, that Carroll will try to take a shot the other way. 1 ball and no strikes to Jamie with 8 RBIs, hitting .276, and we have a 1-1 tie in the second inning. Garland at the belt. John looks at second. Over the top fastball, grounded to the right side, but right to Adrian Gonzalez. So Carroll, trying to pick him up, ground sharply to at least get his man over to third. But of course you have the pitcher, Ramon Ortiz, coming up. And then Russell Martin. So Jamie Carroll, a nice bit of hitting to go the other way against a sinker ball pitcher, only to hit it sharply at Adrian. Ramon Ortiz at the plate. The infield is up. And if you're thinking about it squeeze, well, first of all, you want to see about Ramon a full swing foul. 0-1 the count. Ortiz does not have a sacrifice. The only thing, he's only had 4 at bats this year, and he's 0 for 4. On deck, the hot hitter Russell Martin, who has hit in 14 straight. 0-1 the count. Garland again set, looks over at DeWitt. Back he comes high. 1-1 the count. Ortiz looking to Larry Boa, who is looking into the dugout. The infield up, the outfield split. Venable in shallow right field. The 1-1 pitch coming up, and Ramon swings, fouls it away. And a 1-2 count. So he's fouling off fastballs that are coming up there at 92. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ramon trying to make contact, chokes up on the bat a little bit. It's rare to see anybody choke up anymore, but especially a big guy like Hunter Pence of Houston at 6'4", and he chokes up. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on and missed, choke up or otherwise, and down goes Ramon. That will be the second strikeout for John Garland. And the batter, Russell Martin, who led off the game with a double to left. Garland has had 1 big strikeout game this year. That's when he had a career high 10 strikeouts. It tied his career, and he did it against Florida. John looks down the barrel, waiting at the plate. Russell Martin hitting .270, and he lays off a pitch, just runs off the plate, the slider. 1 ball and no strikes. Meanwhile, in the Dodger dugout, Rick Honeycutt holding court, talking to Ramon Ortiz. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and Martin takes another slider off the plate. Ball 2, 2-0 to Russell with 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in, and Martin is 3-for-7 against Garland, so hitting about 350, trying to pick up Blake DeWitt from third. 2-0 the count. Garland comes back. Martin lays off a strike. With Garland throwing a 2-seamer, the good sinker, and you have a runner at third, as we always do, we check, and it's important. Garland has 4 wild pitches. John ready, and the 2-1 pitch to Martin is taken on the inside corner. Martin kind of cocked his head and turned away. 2-2 the count. We have a 1-1 tie. We're in the bottom of the second inning. John Garland and Ramon Ortiz. Pitching has gotten both teams to where they are. Padres first, Dodgers 1 back. And the 2-2 pitch coming up. Garland delivers, and it's down and away. Ball 3. Waiting on deck, Xavier Paul, the left-hand batter. So a big pitch for Garland as Martin waits at the plate in a 1-1 tie. Garland so deliberate, reading Torrealba, and the 3-2 pitch coming up is in the dirt. There's the wild pitch we were talking about, and the Dodgers lead 2-1. Wild pitch number 5. Live by the sword, die by the sword. You keep throwing those 2-seam sinkers, and sooner or later one's going to get away. So DeWitt comes in on the wild pitch, and the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. Torrealba never had a chance to make a play on it, and DeWitt scores easily. So 2 runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 1 hit for the Padres. Garland no doubt fit to be tied. Torrealba shaking his head behind the plate. He's angry. And now here is Xavier Paul, because that wild pitch was ball 4 to Martin, who draws a throw and gets back to the bag. 2-1 Dodgers. Xavier Paul, called up yesterday, was 0 for 3 last night with a sacrifice. Swings, fouls it back, and the count 0-1. Meanwhile, they also serve who only stand and wait, and that's the role for Andre Ethier with that right pinky wrapped in the splint alongside of Casey Blake. I don't think anybody can tell you when he'll be ready to play again. It will be a matter of feel when he really thinks he can grip the bat and swing it properly. 0-1 the count to Xavier Paul. Garland throws to first. Martin back on the bag. Martin, of course, can still run, and you use the word still because he is a relatively young catcher. He's stolen 2 out of 3. Russell's short lead held on by Adrian Gonzalez. And the strike 1 pitch coming up to Xavier Paul. Swung on, and a high fly ball into right center field. On the run is Venable. Can't make the catch as he bumps into the wall. Here comes Martin, and he will beat the throw on a double by Xavier Paul, and the Dodgers lead 3-1. So Xavier Paul runs Will Venable into the right center field wall. Venable came close to it, but again Garland getting the ball up in the strike zone. And as Venable was knocked flat on his numbers, it was up to Tony Gwynn to come over, and the ball just did tick Venable's glove as it then bounced into the wall. So the Dodgers, with 2 doubles and a walk, have scored twice to lead 3-1. And now Matt Kemp. John Garland is struggling tonight, and especially when you see those pitches up. And the pitch to Matt Kemp at the knees, inside corner, 0-1. So seeing Garland give Russell Martin a fastball out over the plate above the belt. And now he came back to Xavier Paul. Fastball out over the plate. And both hitters reacted with doubles. So it's 3-1 Dodgers. Garland looks back at second over the top, and that's fouled away by Matt. And the count 0-2. So Garland, who made 30 pitches in the first inning, has come right back to make 20 pitches here in the second inning. And he is certainly not going to be around very long, spending all his money so early in the game. 50 pitches, and he's only in the second inning. 3-1 Dodgers. Matt waiting, 0-2 the count. Trying to pick up Xavier Paul. Garland ready. Here he comes. That sliced foul off to the right upstairs. And it's still 0-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp with 25 runs batted in. Picked one up in the first inning. 0-2 the count. Matt waiting as Garland looks down the barrel to get a sign. Xavier Paul at second with 2 out. Fastball up and in, ball 1. 1-2. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. And of course, a pitcher has to do that. You throw the slider away and down, and the hitters start to lean in that direction. So you have to come up and in. 1-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Matt waiting. Garland set over the top, and he's low and away. 2-2. Since 2008, Matt Kemp has been rather remarkable with 52 home runs and 75 stolen bases. That puts him right up there as one of the best power speed combinations in the game. 2-2 the count. Matt backs out. Who's got more of those 2 home run stolen bases over that period? Only one, Hanley Ramirez. The 2-2 pitch on the way, and Kemp swings, fouls it away. Hanley Ramirez in hot water with Florida, but he has 64 home runs, 65 stolen bases. New ball put in play. Yorvi Torrealba walks it out to Garland. And timeout. In looking at Garland's games, he gave up 2 runs to the Dodgers last time. And going back, none to Milwaukee, none to Houston, 1 to San Francisco, and 1 to Florida. The pitch to Matt Kemp misses, ball 3. In fact, there's only one game where he allowed 3 runs or more, and that would be his second start in Colorado when he gave up 4 earned runs. So he's off his feed a bit tonight, definitely. 3-2 the count with James Loney on deck. Garland set, looks at Xavier Paul at second. Now the pitch, and that's poked in the air, the right side. Eckstein goes out to make the catch, and that's the inning. But the Dodgers get 2 on 2 doubles and a walk. And at the end of 2, lead the Padres 3-1. Venable to cash in Martin after DeWitt scored on his double on a wild pitch. So the Dodgers lead 3-1. It will be John Garland, then Will Venable, and David Eckstein. Garland, by the way, has now made 56 pitches in 2 innings. And Ramon deals a strike, and the count 0-1. The Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits. Padres 1 run, 1 hit. The leadoff triple by Venable. Garland punches one up the middle, and DeWitt overshifted, can't come back to get it. So John Garland comes up with a single to open up the inning. That would be his 2nd hit in 13 at-bats this year. You know, the only way to see the Dodgers and Yankees is with a Dodger ticket plan. Individual tickets will not be available for this highly anticipated series. Plans start at $12 per seat. So buy today at Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. So here's Venable, and Will takes low, ball 1, 1-0. So the Princeton Tigers, Will Venable with Garland at first base on the base hit. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to go foul off third, out of play. I'll always remember when Casey Stengel had a dreadful New York Mets team, and he had a pitcher on the club who went to school at Yale. And every time he'd call him in relief with the bases loaded or something, he'd say to the kid, "Make believe it's Harvard." The pitch to Venable is high. Ball 2, 2-1 the count to Will. Venable with those basketball legs. He can go get him, but he couldn't get Xavier Paul's shot. 2-1 pitch, foul back. We're in the top of the third with the Dodgers leading 3-1. Last year, Venable hit only .225, no home runs against left-hand pitching. He hit .266, however, with 12 home runs against right-handers. And he's hitting .230 right now, slaps another pitch foul, and the count stays 2-2. So Venable with a runner at first, nobody out. Dodgers lead 3-1 in the third. Venable pumping the wood back and forth. Now quiets the bat. Ortiz set at the belt. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's up and out for ball 3. 3-2 the count. Venable spent some time in Japan as a youngster. He was in the 3rd and 4th grades going to school in Japan. His dad played over there for 2 years. And time now, a balk charged to Ramon Ortiz. Ortiz broke the set while on the rubber, and down to second base goes John Garland. And for a veteran pitcher, that's downright insulting to himself. He started to lean towards home and then thought better of it, and the balk moves Garland to second base. Now the 3-2 pitch to Venable, breaking ball fouled away, and he really had to go down to get the slider. So the game is certainly being played in a rather deliberate stage. We have passed the hour mark, and we're only in the top of the third. Garland, a very slow worker and made a lot of pitches, and Ortiz is in no hurry either. Ramon ready, 3-2. Venable fouls it away. John Garland, an experienced pitcher at first, and he's going to holler balk right there, pointing towards the mound. I'm not sure he beat the umpires to the call, but he was right on top of it. So a single and a balk. 3-2 the count to Venable. Dodgers lead 3-1, top of the third, and the pitch hit in the air to left center. Kemp has to really go and get it, and this is off the base of the wall. Garland had to hold up, however, and he can only go to third on a long double. So Will Venable hits the base of the left center field wall. Garland goes from second to third on the double, and Ortiz is in a mess now. Will Venable going down to get it over the head of Matt Kemp, hit the wall. So it's an extra base game, even though we're early. Padres have a double and a triple, and the Dodgers have 3 doubles. So the tying runs at second and third, nobody out. Rick Honeycutt trying to counsel Ortiz. Eckstein, Gonzalez, and Headley coming up in that order. David the Pest, he came up in the first inning with Venable at third and hit a shot off the leg of Ortiz. Karen over to DeWitt, who threw out Eckstein, but he got the run in, and they were teammates with the Angels back in 2001 and 4. Venable had a big at bat. That was a 9-pitch at bat. So here is David Eckstein. The infield is back with nobody out. They'll give up the run to get an out. Eckstein hitting .287, 1 home run, 11 runs batted in. Ortiz at the belt. Ramon delivers, and it's low and away. Ball 1. Eckstein, Jamie Carroll, they're the guys you really admire. In a land of physical giants, they have battled to stay even and even surpass some of the big guys. The 1-0 pitch on the way to David, and it's a fastball off the plate. So now Ortiz is faced with either throw a strike or load him up, and Adrian Gonzalez on deck. So Eckstein waiting. Ortiz looks in to get a sign. David is hitting .357 against Ramon. Eckstein takes, and that one is low. So now Ortiz 1 pitch away from loading the bases, and Martin figures his pitcher's a little hot, and he's going to trot it out. Meanwhile, Adrian Gonzalez waving down the line to John Garland, and the third base coach, Glenn Hoffman, goes over. An unhappy looking Joe Torre right now, and a troubled Rick Honeycutt moving around in the Dodger dugout. They are starting to move the furniture around in the Dodger bullpen. No one throwing yet, but they're getting ready. And the 3-0 pitch to David Eckstein. Ortiz delivers low, ball 4, and so the bases are loaded, nobody out. And here comes Adrian Gonzalez. Jeff Weaver, meanwhile, answers the call in the pen. So Ortiz has allowed 1 run and 3 hits, but with Gonzalez coming up, that's another story. Adrian with 8 home runs, 19 runs batted in, and with a bases loaded, providing a huge threat. The Gonzalez waiting. Torres from a stretch, and the slender right-handed delivers. Ground foul outside of first down the line. 0-1 to count to Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez had 1 hit in the recent series in San Diego against the Dodgers. That was a home run. He had a total of 2 home runs, but went 3 for 17 during their homestand. Strike 1 pitch, swung on and foul back, and the count 0-2. For Adrian Gonzalez, he has 1 grand slam in his career. He hit it back in 07 against Josh Fogg. We'll see if he hit another one. 0-2 the count. Ortiz in a very tough spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out. The strike 2 pitch to Adrian is swung on and fouled away. So he had 1 slam against Colorado coming into this season, and he picked up 1 this year in Cincinnati. So he has 2 slams in his career. Bases loaded, nobody out. Dodgers trying to hold on to a 3-1 lead. The pitch to Gonzalez up and inside. Ball 1, 1-2. The outfield very deep in center and right. Reed Johnson not quite as deep as the other 2 in left field. And you have Garland, Venable, and Eckstein on the lines. 1-2 to Gonzalez. The pitch on the way is poked into the hole to left field. So in comes Garland. Right back of him is Venable. And we have the game tied up 3-3 in the top of the third inning. So Gonzalez, a single left to tie up the game. For Adrian Gonzalez, going the other way, got a pitch up that seemed to be tailing away. So wisely, he didn't try to pull it. He just went with it. And he now has 21 runs batted in. So still nobody out. You have Eckstein at second, Gonzalez at first, and Chase Headley coming up, hitting .291, and he takes very high. Ball one, 1-0. So Ramon Ortiz given a 3-1 lead, but it is short-lived indeed, as the poets would say. 1 ball and no strikes. Headley has always hit well, especially in this park. Hits a ground ball to the right side. DeWitt's only play, however, is to first, and the runners move up. So Eckstein advances to third. Down to second goes Gonzalez. And Matt Stairs, a left-hand hitter, will be coming up. 3-3. The Dodgers 3 runs, 5 hits. The Padres 3 runs, 4 hits. Stairs fouled out to Casey Blake, and with first base open, they'll take their chances against Yorvit Torrealba. So the intentional walk to Matt Stairs. That makes 3 walks giving up, along with the 4 hits that Ortiz has allowed. So Matt will get 2 more wide ones. The bases will be loaded for a second time. And Yorvit Torrealba, who grounded to third, will be coming up. All right, Matt Stairs goes to first. Bases were loaded for Gonzalez. Now they're loaded for Torrealba. And the catcher hitting .303 with a home run and 13 runs batted in. If you're thinking double play, well, Torrealba has grounded into 2. So Yorvit Torrealba, right-hand batter. Dodger infield back in double play depth. Ortiz at the belt, pitching from a stretch, and the first pitch slider swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers, 3 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. Third inning of game 1 of a brief but what should be an electric 2-game series. Strike 1 pitch on the way, an Ortiz fastball, and that's in there. So first the slider, then the fastball. And Torrealba in a hole, 0-2. Torrealba, pretty much of a contact hitter. He's only struck out 14 times. Martin shuffling his cards behind the plate. And the strike 2 pitch, big sweeping slider way off the plate. 1-2 the count. So now will he come back, slider away, fastball in? Well, either way, this will be pitch number 30 for him in the third inning. And the 1-2 pitch to Torrealba is swung on and missed, and down he goes. So he got a slider up. So that's a huge out. 2 down. And the batter will be Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn, left-hand batter, hit back to the box in the first inning. So you have 2 starting pitchers, and each has had at least a 30-pitch inning. And Ortiz now has to go beyond 30, facing Gwynn. And the first pitch is a ground ball to the right side to Blake DeWitt. The feed to Carroll, and they're out of the jam. 8 men go to the plate, 2 come home. And at the end of 2.5 innings, Padres 3, Dodgers 3. And we go to the bottom of the third in a 3-3 tie. Adrian Gonzalez, a bases-loaded single to get the Padres even. And now James Loney takes a strike. One thing that Joe Torre answered a question about why Ramon and not Monasterios, as Loney takes another strike. And Joe said we tried Monasterios, but Ortiz gives you more innings. He gives you 80 to 90 pitches. Well, he's given him 65 already as Loney fouls it back, and the count stays 0-2. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. John Garland, who made 56 pitches in the first 2 innings, so he's had to work. And the strike 2 pitch to Loney way inside, moving him off the plate, and a 1-2 count. Casey Blake on deck, and then Reed Johnson. The 1-2 pitch on the way is foul back. By the way, if you joined us a little late and you hear the name Xavier Paul and Reed Johnson, Manny Ramirez not playing. He hurt his left foot in pregame workout, and that's all we know. So both Reed and Xavier are in there. 1-2 to Loney, hitting .306. Garland looks down to get a sign, taking too much time, and Loney backs out. Now John Reddy in the 1-2 pitch, and Loney punches it on the ground to shortstop. Cabrera up there to throw him out, and we have 1 away here in the 3rd inning with Casey Blake coming up. You know, Friday the Dodgers celebrate The Empire Strikes Back on the 30th anniversary of its release. The first 20,000 fans take home a commemorative Dodgertown poster, and for tickets visit Dodgers.com/Star Wars or call 866-DODGERS. And of course, Friday night the Tigers will be in town. Casey Blake takes a strike. Casey Blake had a 9-pitch at-bat in the first inning and single to right. This time he fouls a pitch back, and the count 0-2. Will Venable had a 9-pitch at-bat and doubled off the center field wall. So Casey heaves a sigh, gets back up to the plate. 0-2 the count. Now the strike 2 pitch, and Blake swings, hits a little roller to third. Headley is up with it, fires to first, and we have 2 down in the 3rd inning. So John Garland trying to regroup after having trouble getting his ball down, but now he's had a couple of ground balls, and that's more like a John Garland game. Reed Johnson tapped to third in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Two down, 3rd inning, 3-3. Garland ready, fastball is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count, and that fastball down around the knees. 0-1 the count to Reed Johnson. Handy guy to have around. 8 games in left, 5 games in right, and he takes off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to the veteran. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. 1-1 pitch on the way, fastball, foul back. 1-2. So he's staying with the fastball to Reed Johnson. Garland with a new ball looks down to get a sign, and the 1-2 pitch, and Johnson takes off the plate. When Manny Ramirez started against John Garland in San Diego, Manny had 1 hit, a single, in 4 at-bats, plus a walk. Next one fouled off. So Johnson still up there hacking away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reed. Blake DeWitt, and then Jamie Carroll. Garland ready, and his 2-2 pitch. Johnson pulls it foul. You have to be pretty strong to pull that pitch because it was away. And he was still strong enough to jerk it foul. Because he'd be hitting a lot more than 238 if he took that pitch away and whacked it into right field. Still 2-2. And Garland delivers. Fastball grounded into left field. He got a lot of fastballs and finally singles to left field. So he is 8 for 12 against John Garland in his career. A 2-out single. That'll bring up Blake DeWitt. DeWitt, a fly ball down the left field line. Being a left-handed batter, Matt Stairs had to play more towards left center, and Stairs couldn't catch up to the ball. It landed about a foot fair inside the line. So Blake at the plate, swings, fouls it away, and the count 0-1. Dodgers enjoying the so-called merry month of May. They are 13-3 in the month. 0-1 to count. 3-3 tie, bottom of the third, 2 out. Padres got a run in the first inning. Dodgers came back with a run. Dodgers came back with 2 in the second, and the Padres returned the favor with 2 in the top of the third. Now the strike one pitch, DeWitt skies a slicing fly ball, curling foul, and bouncing up into the stands. 0-2 the count. A trio of Padres going after it. And DeWitt will come back, try it again. So Headley goes back to third, Cabrera to short, Stairs in left field and pretty shallow, and DeWitt at the plate. They're holding the corner on Johnson at first, and Garland looking in. Now John is ready. Right-handed delivers, and DeWitt a check swing to look at third. The answer is no swing, says Brian O'Nora. And we have a 1-2 count to Blake DeWitt. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. And we're in the third inning. One and two the count. 3-3 tie. Garland, so very slow, very deliberate, now ready. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and popped up behind the plate. Torrealba throws the mask away and makes the catch. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 3, a 3-3 tie. and by Corona. 3-3, fourth inning, and Cabrera drive into the gap in left center. Johnson is going to have to chase it. It bounces up over the wall, and so Cabrera will stop with a ground rule double. So Edward Cabrera opens up the fourth inning with a double, and Ramon Ortiz pitching a very, very shaky game. Unable to hold a 3-1 lead. He had Jeff Weaver throwing back of him, and he gives up the double now as the Padres try to take the lead for the second time tonight. John Garland will be the batter, and the Dodgers are looking bunt. Loney ready to charge. Blake has to play catty corner at third. And Ramon Ortiz ready to work. Garland singled in the third inning. Shows bunt and misses it. 0-1 the count. Garland has 2 sacrifices during the year. Well, Jeff Weaver was up in the third inning, but Ramon Troncoso begins to long up now. Troncoso pitched the 9th inning last night and made only 7 pitches. (0-1). Garland showing bunt and foul back. 0-2. On deck, Will Venable. Glenn Hoffman going down to talk to John Garland for the moment. Three runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Padres. Fate. Padres have 2 doubles and a triple. The Dodgers have 3 doubles. Though we have 11 hits, and 6 of the 11 hits in the game have been for extra bases. He's swinging and fouls it off. Though Garland's still there. 0-2. Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. Kevin Correa and Clayton Kershaw. And that's another rematch. Correa last time out went 5 1/3 and gave up 4. And Kershaw made 110 pitches and was brilliant. 0-2. He's bunting. Got it down. Ortiz's only play is to first. And Loney makes it look easy. Boy, it's good to watch a veteran first baseman. That throw would appear to be in foul ground, and Loney just shifted gear, hit the bag, and moved across into foul territory. It looks easy, but try it. As Garland gets the bunt down, and Ortiz down in a hurry. Hurries the throw, and Loney just spears it, and he's in line to throw. So Cabrera at third. The Dodger infield is up, and here's Will Venable. 0-1. Venable is not only 2 for 2. He tripled in the first inning and doubled in the third. He scored twice. Will hitting .237. And a strike. 0-2. Ortiz has the same kind of a problem as Garland. Gives up a lot of foul balls. He has struck out just 1. Garland has struck out 2. Foul ball. Still 0-2. It's a real luxury if you're able to put the hitter away, as the strikeout pitchers are, but contact really wears you down. 0-2 the count. Ball one. Pitch count is so important, and especially this early. Shot up the middle. So it is 4-3 in favor of the Padres. And so Venable now has a single, a double, and a triple. 3 hits, scored 2, knocked in 1. And Cabrera carries in the go-ahead run. And here comes Joe Torre, and that'll do it for Ramon Ortiz. Of course, Garland is no lock. Garland has made 76 pitches in 3 innings, but he's leading 4-3, and we'll be back. With the bases loaded, that tied it up 3-3, and Will Venable coming up with a base hit up the middle to cash in Cabrera. It is 4-3 San Diego, and if you just joined us, you're right up to date. Ramon Ortiz made 75 pitches. He's history. Meanwhile, John Garland has already made 76 pitches in 3 innings. With the runner going, the pitch is low, the throw on a hop, and it is too late. Never did get a sign from the second base umpire, Chris Guccione. So Venable doing it all. The throw down to second base on a bounce. And Guccione is looking and looking and looking and looking. And he might still be looking. So Venable steals second. And Eckstein now on a 1-ball, no strike count with 1 out. San Diego 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and they have another opportunity. Eckstein grounded out to pick up a run and walked. Full foul, 2-1. So the Padres lead the Dodgers 4-3, and the Diamondbacks are pounding the Giants 7-1. Top of the 7th. 2-1 to Eckstein with Gonzalez waiting on deck. Ground ball wide at third by Blake into left field. Stopping at third is Venable. So Troncoso is in trouble. And the batter will be Adrian Gonzalez. So Eckstein is 1 for 2. 4 runs, 6 hits, charged to Ramon Ortiz. Adrian Gonzalez walked in the first inning and singled to left field in the third with the bases loaded to drive in 2. Now he's up there first and third, 1 out. And ball 1. Gonzalez hitting .259, 8 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Truly a remarkable hitter. Throw to first. Last year, Adrian Gonzalez had 40 home runs, 99 runs batted in, and a little more than half of his home runs went to left and left center. Ball 2. His home run during the Giants series went straight away center over the center field fence. So he is anything but a pull hitter. 2-0 the count. First and third, Venable and Eckstein. That's on the outside corner. Eckstein at first has stolen 3 out of 4. Venable down the line from third has stolen 10 out of 11. And then pretty to make it 11 out of 12 here in the 4th inning. With a stolen base tonight, Padres have 46 stolen bases. Tops in the league for sure. 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2 to Adrian. Gonzalez, born in San Diego, spent about 12 years in Tijuana. He attended high school in Chula Vista. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled away. Ramon Troncoso having to work hard against one of the better hitters in the league. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Padres, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Troncoso made only 7 pitches last night. 2-2. Well, they're watching Eckstein, who has stolen 3 out of 4. Venable down the line from third. 2-2. Breaking ball. Big overhand curveball, and it's still 2-2. In the inning, Cabrera doubled to deep left field, sacrificed to third. Venable single scored him. Then Will stole second, took third on a base hit by Eckstein. And the 2-2 pitch coming up to Adrian Gonzalez. Ball 3. Gonzalez has walked in this game, so he has walked 28 times and he has struck out 30. Very good, especially for a guy with his power. So under the conditions, Eckstein might very well be going 3-2. Gonzalez has grounded into 3 double plays. Eck a short lead. There he goes. And it's reached for and hit down the line foul. From up here, that looked like ball 4, but Adrian wanted to go after it and hit it foul. Let's take a look now. Oh, yeah, out there. Good curveball. So still 3-2 the count. Last year, Adrian Gonzalez walked more times than he struck out. Walked 119, struck out 109. And for a guy with 40 home runs, that's pretty remarkable. 3-2. And he unloads into deep right center field, and that's halfway up. So it is 7-3 as Adrian Gonzalez hits one out, one of those no doubt about it home runs. Venable, who scored, is charged to Ramon, and Eckstein and Gonzalez are charged to Troncoso. And I mean, did Gonzalez ever hit that thing? His 9th home run of the year. Fastball, see you later. There was no doubt it was just a question how far, and it was also a 9-pitch at bat. So it's interesting, he reached across the plate to foul off that 3-2 curveball that might have been ball 4, and then hits the next one out of sight. It was a 9-pitch at bat, and it resulted in a 3-run home run. And that's a drive into right center field, carrying towards the wall, and that one is gone. The Headley touches them all, and for the hard-working Ramon Troncoso, just too many trips to the well. Troncoso had allowed 1 home run in 21 innings, and he gives up back-to-back home runs here in the 4th. Though it is 8-3 San Diego, and Joe Torre has decided Ramon has to come out. Well, one thing, if you're going to have a 9-game winning streak snapped, you might as well have it shattered. And right now, 8 runs, 9 hits for the Padres, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. As Headley hits his 3rd, the Dodgers once again go to the bullpen for Jeff Weaver, and we'll be back. Ramon Troncoso charged for 3, and the Padres lead 8-3. For Troncoso, the Dodgers playing their 40th game, and Troncoso has been in 23 of the 40. And from the looks of it, it caught up to him tonight. He also relieved briefly last night. He made 7 pitches last night, and tonight he made 15. So Jeff Weaver will now pick up 8 runs, 9 hits for the Padres, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Quite an inning, a leadoff double by Cabrera, a single by Venable, a stolen base, a single by Eckstein, and back-to-back home runs by Gonzalez and Headley. 0-1 the count to Matt Stairs. Stairs 7 for 17, 2 home runs against Weaver. That's a .412 batting average. And ground ball, base hit. So Weaver and Stairs Stairs now has 8 hits for 18 at-bats against Weaver. 10 hits now for San Diego. 6 hits in the inning. And the batter is Torrealba, who grounded to third and struck out. Torrealba hitting .299, 1 home run, 13 runs batted in. Tomorrow night, Game 2, Kevin Correa and Clayton Kershaw. 0-1. So Ortiz, Troncoso, and Weaver. It's a 5-run 4th inning, and the Padres lead by 5. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 4th, they'll have Carroll, Weaver's spot, and Martin. There goes the runner Stairs, and there's no chance to get him. He just lifted Weaver's wallet. So it's the second stolen base in the inning. Will Venable stole earlier. Pitch speared by Martin, but not a prayer of throwing the ball to second. So 1-1 the count to Torrealba. He's the 8th man to come to the plate. Check swing foul. 1-2 the count. Each team scored a run in the first inning. Then the Dodgers got 2 in the second to lead 3-1. Padres came right back with 2 in the third to tie it up. And now the Padres have broken it open with a high 5 here in the 4th. 1-2. The Dodger bullpen during the 9-game hitting streak, or the 9-game winning streak, has been brilliant. 23 innings, only 2 runs allowed. That's 0.78. The opposition over that stretch was hitting 130, and they had 15 and a third scoreless innings in the last 6 games. So sooner or later, and tonight was the night. No play. Padres 8, Dodgers 3. Top of the 4th. Two and 2 to Torrealba. 1 out. Three and 2. And Torrealba strikes out a second time, and that's the second out in the inning. And the batter will be Tony Gwynn. Tony hit back to the box, grounded to second, 0 for 2. Tony hitting .184. 8 runs, 10 hits for the Padres, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Dropped that off-speed pitch in there. He floated that curveball. 0-1 the count. Weaver in his 15th game with an ERA a little over 4. And that's pulled, smothered by Blake DeWitt on his knees, throws him out. Well, 9 men came to the plate. 5 of them came home, and at the end of 3 1/2, 8-3 Padres. Here's the corner men, Adrian Gonzalez and Chase Headley. So it will be Jamie Carroll, then Jeff Weaver, and Russell Martin against John Garland. Garland is not exactly having a walk in the park. He made 76 pitches in the first 3 innings. That's a strike. 1-2 to Jamie Carroll. And that's a ground ball into left center. Base hit. Up with it there quickly is Matt Stairs. So holding with the single is Carroll, and that'll bring up Weaver. Dodgers 3 runs on 7 hits. So for Garland, a veteran who came in here with a record of 4-2, they'd like to get him to go the required 5, but he's really laboring. So here is Weaver. Padres have Chase Headley in on the grass looking bunt. On deck, Russell Martin. And he shows bunt. Pops it foul out of play. Weaver, as a reliever, doesn't get that much chance to swing the bat. In fact, this is his first at bat. So Weaver trying to get a bunt down. 0-1 the count. Showing bunt. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Garland, 30 pitches in the first inning, 26 pitches in the second inning, 20 more pitches in the third inning. 1-1. 1-2. So not having had an at-bat this year, tried to bunt, couldn't do it, let him swing away, couldn't do it. Now let's see what they do. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And 2-2. So of course the last thing Garland wanted was to make a lot of pitches to the opposition pitcher. But he's got to make at least 5. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Carroll at first. 8-3 Padres. 4th inning. There goes the runner. Hit and run. Base hit into right field. And all the way to third goes Carroll. Would you believe? Adrian Gonzalez diving. Got his glove on the ball. And for Bud Black, he has to be a little stunned. The guy's not had an at-bat all year. Couldn't bunt. And they let him swing away, and it's a hit-and-run play with Carroll going all the way to third. So again, John Garland is not having a walk in the park, even though he's leading 8-3. And the batter is Russell Martin, who doubled to extend his hitting streak to 14 and walked, and in his leadoff role has scored twice. And did that hit him? It sure did. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. And the Dodgers now have a chance to get back in the game. Darren Mosley is on the phone to the San Diego bullpen. Garland has been pitching up much more so tonight than in San Diego. He opened up the game, remember, with a fastball up to Martin, and Russell doubled. Edward Mujica, a right-hander, is in the bullpen. Naturally leading by 5. Bud Black would love to let Garland have a shot at a win, so he sends his pitching coach out for the moment. And John conferring with Torrealba. So the base is loaded, nobody out, and Xavier Paul the batter. And an unhappy moment for Bud Black. If you are just joining us, Manny Ramirez is not in the lineup tonight. He hurt his left foot in pregame practice. So Xavier Paul is playing right, and Reed Johnson is playing left. The infield is back in double play depth. Nobody out, bases loaded. Foul back. So Jamie Carroll is at third. Out at second base is Jeff Weaver. And at first, Russell Martin. Oh, and 1. Xavier Paul sacrificed and doubled off the right center field wall. Little foul. 0-2 the count to Paul. Just up from Albuquerque. Picked up that big double. 0-2. Earlier, he had hit safely in 6 of 10 with the Dodgers. Then went back to AAA and called up yesterday. 0-2 the count. 1-2. Carroll, Weaver, and Martin all out there, nobody out. Padres 8, Dodgers 3. Bud Black doing a little cheerleading in the dugout. 1-2 to Xavier Paul. Just off the plate. Boy, that took a lot of discipline for a young hitter to take that pitch with 2 strikes. How close? That close. Boy, looked that right into the catcher's mitt. 2-2 to Xavier Paul. And on deck, Matt Kemp. Mojica continues to throw in the Padre bullpen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fastball, ball 3. John Garland, coming into the game, had walked 25 and struck out 27. Now tonight, he has walked a couple and hit a bat. 3-2 to Xavier Paul. Bases loaded, nobody out. Dodgers trying to get back into the game. Ground ball, fair ball, speared by Gonzalez. A run scores. Adrian took it to the bag. That thing had a chance of going down the line, but Gonzalez reacted quickly and turned it into an out. So everybody moves up. Martin goes to second. Weaver advances to third. Carroll brings in the run for Xavier Paul, his second RBI. So Padres 8, Dodgers 4, and here is Matt Kemp with first base open. Kemp single to left and popped up. Matt betting $288. Foul back, 0-1. So in the inning, Carroll single to left. They ran Carroll, and Weaver, who couldn't bunt and had swung and missed at a pitch, promptly single to right field under Gonzalez's glove. Martin hit by a pitch. Paul grounds to first, and the run comes in. So it's 8 runs, 10 hits for the Padres, 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. 0-1 to Matt. Fouled away down the right field line out of play. Matt Kemp and John Garland coming into the game. Kemp was 2 for 7. So he's 3 for 9. Second and third, one away. James Loney on deck. Just off the plate. 1 and 2. Slider down and away. Pitchers are really starting to pile up now. This is going to be another 20-pitch inning, and he's only in the 4th. So that means this will be his 96th pitch. Boy, that's a lot of pitching for 4 innings. And you know Bud is trying to get him through 5. Two and 2 to Matt Kemp. And got him. Fastball outside corner. Perfect pitch. So Matt frozen. Down he goes. Big out there. He thought it was off the plate. Down he goes. So James Loney coming up. Second and third. Only the 3rd strikeout for John Garland. But remember, that's about the way he pitches. Averaging almost 5 walks a game, averaging about 5 strikeouts a game. Loney has struck out and grounded out 0 for 2. And ball 1. On deck, Casey Blake. One and 0. And a little ground ball to David Eckstein. So the Dodgers have the bases loaded, nobody out, and they labored and brought forth 1. At the end of 4, 8-4, San Diego. For our trivia question, Adrian Gonzalez has 139 home runs. He hit one in the 4th inning. That's 24 short of the franchise record. Do you have any idea Who holds it? Who's the big bopper for the Padres? Well, we'll give you the answer in a little while. 8 runs, 10 hits for San Diego. Dodgers had a great opportunity to really get back in the game, but they let it get away. 4 runs, 8 hits. And Jeff Weaver preparing to pitch. Everett Cabrera will start it off. And by the way, John Garland struggling, but hanging in there. John has made 99 pitches in 4 innings. He has to go 1 more to be in position to pick up a win. For the Padres, it could be a big victory. Giants are being clobbered 10-1. So if San Diego holds on to the lead, they'll be back to leading the Dodgers by 2 and the Giants by a game and a half. A strike to Cabrera, who popped to short and doubled to deep left field. Bounced up over the wall. Both Blake and Loney come up a little bit, especially Loney. And a bouncer back to Weaver. So 1 out, 5th inning, and John Garland coming up. Garland singled, took 2nd on a balk, took 3rd on a double, and came home on a single by Gonzalez. Martin showing Garland where he got nailed by the pitch in the 4th inning. For Martin, he's also walked and doubled if you joined us late, so Russell is hitting 14 straight. Ball 1. Garland hitting about $1.50. That's in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. 8 runs, 10 hits for the Padres. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Remember, the Dodgers were averaging 3 runs or less during the 9-game winning streak. Another strike. Ramon Ortiz went 3 1/3. Gave up 5 runs, 6 hits, walked 3. Troncoso did not get anybody out and gave up back-to-back home runs following a single to Eckstein. And that'll do it for Garland. He'll be able to sit down and rest before the bottom of the 5th inning. You know, for the first time ever, the Dodgers will honor their starting outfield with a series of collectible toys. The first giveaway game Thursday, June 3rd, and the first 15,000 kids receive a Matt Kemp action figure, compliments of the California Table Grape Commission. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Here's Venable having a big night. He tripled in the 1st inning. He doubled in the 3rd inning. He singled in the 4th inning. He has scored 3. He has stolen a base. And otherwise, he hasn't done a thing. And how close is he? That close. 2-0 to Will. So the boy from Princeton, a Princeton Tiger, reminding the Dodgers the Detroit Tigers will be here starting Friday night. 2-0. And ball 3. Detroit began the day 2 games back of Minnesota. Three 3-0 to Venable. He has 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. And a strike. When Will went to Princeton after high school, He majored in anthropology. 3-1. And he hits it in the gap, and there's nobody there. That thing is going to go to the wall, and into second base goes Venable, holding up, and what a night for Will Venable. 27 years old. He'll be 28 in October. Just reaches out and down and comes up with his second double and his fourth hit, and we're only in the fifth inning. And the batter will be David Eckstein. So a single, two doubles, and a triple for Will Venable. Eckstein knocked in a run with a ground ball, walked and singled. And he lifts one down the left field line. Johnson coming over and makes the play. But Venable putting on a show, and at the end of 4.5 innings, 8-4, San Diego. Eight to 4. John Garland trying to will his way through 5, and this will be his 100th pitch, fouled away. The Garland, as the starting pitcher, must go the required 5. He has made 100 pitches. He made 111 pitches in 6 innings against the Dodgers, and that was a no decision game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Will Venable, the right fielder, has put on a show. Venable has tied his career high with 4 hits. 3rd time he's done it. His father, who played over 12 years, Max Venable, had 2 4-hit games. Hey, Dad, I just passed you. And line drive into left field, base hit. So Garland is trying to hang in there with a base hit to left. Remember the trivia question? It had to do with Adrian Gonzalez, 139 home runs with the Padres. And who holds the franchise record? Nate Colbert at 163. So Blake with his 2nd hit. Phil Nevin 156, Dave Winfield 154, and then Adrian. So here's Johnson, and that's a strike. Reed Johnson grounded to 3rd, single to left. Blake DeWitt on deck. Dodgers 4 runs, 9 hits. Edward Mujica is up for the 2nd time. But you know Bud Black, as a former pitcher, would love to get Garland a shot at a win. Fastball lifted to right field. Venable has a play. Well, Johnson goes the other way, 1 out, and Blake DeWitt, the batter.
Second baseman number 33, Blake DeWitt.
The Bud Black watching his pitcher. Garland 4-2, 1-1 lifetime against the Dodgers. He's 2-0 in San Diego at Petco, 2-2 on the road. And a little ground ball to Gonzalez on the bag, throws down, a tag down there, not in time. Once he stepped on the bag, that removed the force. Now I think they're wondering about Casey running out of the baselines. Here's the play. That's 1 out. Now tag is required. I don't think so. And now you see him come off the bag with the left hand, grab back with the right. That's what they're arguing about. Did he hold on or did he not? Bud Black appealing. Meanwhile, Jamie Carroll's at the plate. Take another look. There's the left hand on the bag. The tag, as he was dragging his fingers across, and then he reached with the right hand. And I think the umpires are saying the tag was made while Blake's fingers were dragging across the bag. Then after the tag, when the glove came off, Casey was able to reach back. So Blake is at second with 2 out. And Jamie Carroll, the batter.
14, Jamie Carroll.
Well, the Diamondbacks were all over the Giants. They beat the Giants tonight 13-1. Ian Kennedy beat Todd Wellmeyer. Ball 1. So for Garland, gone over the 100-pitch mark in the 5th inning. And ball 2. Meanwhile, Manny, who was unable to start, sitting there waiting for an opportunity. Two and 0. Ball 3. The Dodgers now get the bullpen busy. So from the looks of things, this is a big series of pitches. Should Carroll walk, looks like Manny's ready to bat for Weaver. Monasterios is up in the pen. 3-0. A strike. 3-1. 8-4 Padres. Garland really trying to hang in there. The outfield split on Jamie. That's the way they play him. They shorten up in right. Gwynn into right center. So straight away in left center, wide open. Now back. 3-2 the count. So Garland at 99. He's now made 111, and he's in the 5th inning. 3-2. Huge pitch with Manny in the wings, And it's ball 4. And now the crowd will have a chance to make a little noise. Weaver is being called back. And here he comes. And remember, against Garland, he's hitting .500.
Number 99, Manny.
Ramirez has 15 hits and 30 at-bats against Garland. He has 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in against him. So for the Dodgers, it was time to use him. Where if he does hit one out, it becomes a 1-run game. In case you wonder about Garland, he has allowed 3 home runs this year. And for Bud Black, he has the luxury of thinking even if Manny hits it out, he still has a lead. And he would love, as we've said, to get Garland through the inning and a chance to win. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, is there with him. And here's Manny, who hurt his left foot. We don't know how, but he did in pregame practice. It sure has awakened the crowd. Ball 1. On deck, Russell Martin. Manny as a pinch hitter, 1 for 2, a home run and 2 runs batted in. Back 1-1. Normally what they do in the dugout, they look ahead, figure out when a hitter might be called up, and he'll go back up towards the dressing room. There is a T-ball there with a screen, and you can loosen up your swing. If you have a lot of time, you can actually take a little batting practice against the machines underneath the stand. 1-1. Ball 2. So Garland, who made 111 pitches in 6 innings against the Dodgers, will exceed that number in 5 innings tonight. Casey Blake at second, Amy Carroll at first, and here's Manny. Good fastball. Garland is still throwing hard. That was 92 for a guy who's made about 114 pitches. In fact, to be exact, 116. So deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Time. And Casey Blake asking for time at second base. He put his hands high in the air up there. Okay, 2-2. Got it. Fastball down. Ramirez strikes out. The Dodgers leave 2. And at the end of 5, Padres 8, Dodgers 4. on this date in 1988, 2-0. He won 17 games that year. His earned run average 2.9. Sounds like an ace. Well, he was. His name, Tim Leary, another of the Dodgers' kind of unsung heroes, but his name pops up tonight for sure. Let's go back to this one. San Diego holding on to an 8-4 lead. For John Garland, he wound up making 117 pitches. Carlos Monasterios a strike to the leadoff hitter, Adrian Gonzalez, who has walked, singled, and homered. Carlos, 0-1 count. Foul ball off third out of play. The Dodgers load up the right side of the infield. Dodgers with Carroll, DeWitt, and Loney on the right side. Casey Blake all alone playing shortstop. 0-2 the count. Ball one. Dodgers certainly have their chances against Garland. They had at least one man on base in every inning. They had the bases loaded and nobody out in the fourth inning and produced one. So 8 runs, 11 hits for San Diego, 4 runs and 9 hits for the Dodgers. We're only in the 6th inning. And a drive to center hanging up there for Kemp to catch it. That ball was hit that hard that it just stayed up. Gonzalez looking out towards center field. I don't know whether he couldn't believe where Matt Kemp was or what. And what he's showing is the action of the ball. It looked like a knuckleball when it left the bat. And he's now showing his teammates. And showing everybody, not the pitch, but the way he hit it. Take another look if you can watch it. See how it just started to go right and then it comes back left. Little ground ball to Loney. He'll do it himself. So 2 out in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Matt Stairs. Stairs fouled out, was walked intentionally, single to left, and stole a base. So it's been Ramon Ortiz who gave up 5 runs, Ramon Troncoso who gave up 3, and then Weaver, and now Monasterio. Stairs with Torrealba on deck. Dodgers will have Martin, Paul, and Kemp when they come up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Matt struggling, hitting 179. One and 2. Each side scored in the first inning. Dodgers actually led with 2 in the second, 3-1. Well, the Padres scored 2 in the third to tie and 5 in the fourth. Dodgers came back meekly with 1, so it's 8-4 San Diego, and we're in the 6th inning. Ground ball to Blake DeWitt. So Monasterios comes in, gets a 1-2-3 inning for only the second time tonight. And we go to the bottom of the sixth, 8-4 Padres. A double and a run batted in. Maybe Venable can't have everything, but by gosh, he's close to it tonight. 4 hits, scoring 3 times, knocking one in the leadoff role. 2 changes now for the Padres. Chris Denorfia will come in and play left field, formerly with the A's. Edward Mujica takes over on the mound. And for John Garland, a well-deserved rest of the night off. Garland wound up making 117 pitches. He was in trouble all the time, failed to retire the side in order, but gutted it through, and now has a chance to win his 5th. It's up to Mujica. Ground ball wide to third. Headley can't get it. Cabrera can. Though Martin grounds out. Russell Martin doubled in the first inning, so he has hit safely in 14 straight. And the batter now is Xavier Paul. Edward Mujica, like Torrealba, is from Venezuela. Originally signed by the Cleveland Indians. And when he was brought up from the minor leagues, it was unbelievable in the sense he had worked about 39 innings and he did not have an earned run average. 0. With the Indians, upon the call-up, he was in 10 games, had a good ERA of 2.9, but never came close to that again. Back one year, Mujica with the Indians had an earned run average over 8, and then almost 7. So here he is with San Diego. Three and 0 the count to Xavier Paul with Matt Kemp on deck. Another interesting note about John Garland tonight, and remember, we had the feeling that Bud Black was trying so hard to give John the opportunity to win tonight. Well, here's what really makes it interesting. If Garland wins, it will be his 122nd win. You know how many wins Bud Black had in his career? 121. Is he aware of that? You bet he is. but it's a typical nice move by Bud Black. 3-2 the count to Xavier Paul. Little foul ball off third, out of play. A reminder, tomorrow night they'll start fresh at each other again. Kevin Correa and Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw will put his 3-2 record on the line. Correa is 4-3. 3-2 to Xavier Paul. And a soft line drive just over the glove of Adrian Gonzalez. Xavier will hold on with a single to right field. You know, this week it's a Fox Saturday baseball special. Interleague play begins with the Tigers taking on the Dodgers. Fox Saturday baseball, presented by Budweiser, returns this week at 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So a one-out single by Xavier Paul will bring up Matt Kemp. So the Dodgers continue to get men on base. And a strike. One ball and one strike. Looking at Kemp versus Mujica, he's 1 for 4. That's a strike. 1-2. Eight runs, 11 hits for the Padres, 4 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. And a comebacker, Mujica to Cabrera, and that's it. Bad throw. You get your shortstop killed with a throw like that. Cabrera able to stay with it. Look how low the throw is, and Cabrera having to go down to get it. And here comes the runner. So a force play, 1-6. Kemp at first and James Loney the batter. Xavier Paul breaking up the double play, but what really did was the bad throw from Mujica. And with 2 out, Loney is struck out, grounded to short, grounded to second, 0 for 3. One ball and no strikes. Dodgers left 8 in the first 5 innings. And popped up, foul ground, no play for Torrealba. He's going to come over, but well out of play. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count. So the Giants were whacked by the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight, 13-1. So the Padres have a chance of pushing the Giants a game and a half back and pushing the Dodgers 2 games back. And of course, snapping a Dodger 9-game winning streak. 1-1. And a drive to right, but very playable. Venable is there. And that's that. No runs, 1 hit, a man left at the end of 6. 8-4 San Diego. It'll be Torrealba, Gwynn, and Cabrera against Carlos Monasterios. Monasterios did something that Ortiz, Troncoso, and Weaver had trouble doing. He retired the Padres in order in the 6th. Ortiz retired them in order in the 2nd, and that's it. So here's Torrealba. Grounded to third, struck out twice, 0 for 3. Oh and 1. Starts him breaking ball. Torrealba hitting .294 with a home run and 13 runs batted in. Fastball hit just inside first and down the line. Over to get the ball is Xavier Paul, and it gets by him, and then he falls down. And so Torrealba will hold on at second base. So kind of an embarrassing moment for Xavier. So Torrealba opens up the 7th inning with a double to right. And that's what added the base. So Martin out to talk to Monasterios. A runner at second with Gwynn, Cabrera, and D'Onofrio. D'Onofrio came into the game with Mujica, and I was guessing D'Onofrio would bat 9th and Mujica would be in Stayer's spot. We don't have an official lineup because the one they show on the scoreboard shows Matt Stayers still playing, and of course that is out of order. So best we just wait and see. 1 ball and no strikes to Gwynn. Hit back to the box, grounded out twice, lost a hit on a nice play by Blake DeWitt in the 4th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Ball 2. Little T hitting 182, trying to move Torrealba from second. And ball 3. Ramon Ortiz, Ramon Troncoso, Jeb Weaver, Carlos Monasterios. In there. 3-1. Padres 8 runs on 12 hits. Dodgers 4 runs on 10 hits. And ball 4. So Monasterios now struggling. And Cabrera coming up.
Shortstop, number 1, Everett Cabrera.
Friends, voting is now open for the All-Star game. You can send your favorite Dodgers to the Summer Classic by voting up to 25 times at Dodgers.com. You could win tickets to an Under the Lights event later this season, so vote today at Dodgers.com. Well, as we guessed, if you were the manager, you'd have done the same thing. On that double switch with Mojica, Denorfia bats 9th, and Mojica is in stare spot, but the scoreboard lineup is a mess anyway. But Denorfia is out on deck. So 2 on, nobody out. Cabrera popped up, doubled, hit back to the box. Big swing by a little man. 0-1. Padres having an extra base feast tonight. They've had 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. And they have 2 men on, nobody out. Cabrera followed by Denorfia. And another strike. Cabrera hitting .205. The Padres came in here not only 11-7 on the road, but they have won 7 of the last 8 they've played on the road. That's really impressive. Little ground ball, do it. Gets 1. No return throw by Carroll. So the force play advances Torrey Albert at third, and with runners at first and third, Chris Denorfia coming up.
Batting next, number 13, Chris Denorfia.
Denorfia is from Bristol, Connecticut. Lives in Southington, Connecticut. Went to Wheaton College in Massachusetts, but he also attended Choate High School. And if you are from the East, you recognize Choate. Quite a preppy prep school. Among the graduates from Choate, President John F. Kennedy. Dino, as they call him, signed by the Reds. Came up with the Reds, then moved to the A's, and now with the Padres. Chris graduated from Wheaton College with 2 degrees, international relations and Spanish. And there goes Cabrera, hit and run foul ball. 0-1 the count. So they turn Cabrera loose, and Dino fouls it off. Cabrera has stolen 4 out of 6. Venable is the guy. Venable has stolen 11 out of 12. And he's on deck. Denorfia will be 30 years old the middle of July. During the off season, about 7 years ago, he worked in a law office. No balls and 1 strike. And there goes Cabrera, the pitch taken, the throw late. So this running ball club, the Padres, picks up 2 stolen bases tonight, 47 stolen bases. In fact, add 1 more, we forgot Stairs. So 48 stolen bases, 3 tonight. 0-2 the count to DeNorfia. Oh, and 2 to Chris. He's an even 6, 195. The infield is up. Foul back. DeNorfia 3 years ago had to have Tommy John surgery. So he missed the whole season in 2007. No balls and 2 strikes. 1-2. So in the inning, Torrealba doubled. Gwynn walked. Cabrera forced him. Then Cabrera steals second. And DeNorfia at the plate. Second and third, 1 out. And a little pop foul. Loney coming over. Can't get it. So Monasterios trying to hold San Diego to 8 runs. We're in the 7th inning. The ball game just coming up shortly, 3 hours. And a little pop fly on the infield. Jamie Carroll. Now here comes Will Venable, and what a night he's had. It started off in the very first inning against Ramon Ortiz. He went down, whacked it into the corner. The ball did not come back immediately, so he had a triple. In the 3rd inning, he doubled off the wall in center. Then in the 4th inning, he singled up the middle to drive in a run. And then the next time up, he hit one in the gap to right center field. So Will Venable has a single, 2 doubles, a triple, and a stolen base. High fastball, ball 1. Got the triple out of the way. That's usually the problem. He has 4 home runs. Going after that big overhand curveball, really off-speed pitch. Max should be proud. He had 2 4-hit games in his long career, and Will has had 3. And in there, 1-2. Torrealba and Cabrera out there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Got it. So he finally comes back to earth. A high fastball puts him away, coming up there at 93. So at the end of 6 1/2, 8-4 Padres. Now it's time for God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And it'll be Casey Blake to start it off on ball one. Carlos Monasterio, staying in there, has made 32 pitches so far. Edward Mujica picked up for Garland in the 6th inning, and a drive into left center field and deep. DeNorfia on the high and can't get it. It's over the wall. So Casey Blake coming up with a 3-hit game, including the home run, and that makes it Padres 8, Dodgers 5. DeNorfia climbing the wall, but out she went. For Casey Blake, that would be his 5th home run. DeNorfia tried, but it was way too late. Though the Dodgers try to get pumped up a little bit, they've certainly had their chances as Garrett Anderson comes over to talk to Casey. Boy, that took a chunk out of your Victorialdo. Got that right in the mask. Blake last night had 2 singles and a home run, and tonight 2 singles and a home run. So at one time he was hitting in the 230s, and now he's back up on the move. 6 hits in the last 2 games. Reed Johnson, bare hand pickup by Headley, and it's dropped by Adrian Gonzalez. Just to complicate matters, it looked like Reed Johnson was going to fall down when he started a break from home plate. Right there. And then here comes Headley, bare hand pickup, throwing a bounce, and Adrian unable to backhand it. So a home run followed by, we will wait and see the official scoring. And the batter will be Blake DeWitt. And it's going to go as an infield single. So Johnson 2 for 4. That's a strike to DeWitt. Each team with 12 hits, for the Padres lead 8-5. George Sherrill gets up in the Dodger bullpen. 0-2 the count to DeWitt. He doubled the left. Fly ball that just did drop inside the foul line. Fouled out and grounded out since as Sherrill gets ready. 0-2. Foul ball. So it was 1-1, 3-1 Dodgers, 3-3, then 8-3 Padres, 8-4 Padres, now 8-5 Padres. And we're in the 7th inning. Still a long way to go. DeWitt hitting .275. 11 runs batted in. Oh, 0-2. And a hopper to second base, the feed for 1. They'll turn that easily for 2. So DeWitt hit it sharply, but right at Eckstein. 4-6-3 double play. And with 2 down, the batter will be Jamie Carroll. Jamie Carroll tonight grounded to first, single to left, and walked. Garrett Anderson is out on deck to bat for Monasterios. Jamie hitting .281 as Anderson waits. The old battle cry in the Sandlot, save me a lick. Fastball, ball 1. Ryan Webb and Luke Gregerson begin to loosen up in the San Diego bullpen. That's going to go down the line, slicing foul. One ball and 1 strike. Ball 2, 2-1. And a slow roller. Headley's going to be in front of Cabrera. Throws and gets him. Nice play. So the Dodgers 1 run, 1 hit, the home run by Blake. And we have 7 innings in the book, 8-5 San Diego. That broke it wide open, a 5-run inning. The Padres then led 8-3. The Dodgers have gotten a little bit closer. Dodgers trail 8-5. And into the 8th inning, Monasterio will pitch to Eckstein, Gonzalez, and Headley. Padres, I'm sure, are aware of the fact that the Giants lost 13-1 to Arizona. Eckstein grounded out, picked up an RBI, walked, single, flied to left. So he scored 1, knocked in 1. And a strike. Eckstein batting .290. Just a tribute to a lot of hard work. Full foul, 0-2. Eckstein, 35 years old. Oh, 2. Look out. He hit him in the back. He couldn't get out of the way of that one. So Eckstein hurting, not quite ready to continue. Kind of laughing about it a little, saying, I'm fine. But that got him right under the numbers. He turned in and tried to get out of the way, and it hit the 2 on his back. Got him on the goose. So Eckstein walking to first base. For David, by the way, that is the 5th time that he's been hit by a pitch. And as you can see, if you ever get accustomed to it, 139 times. He is as nice a guy as you'd ever want to meet. No, X okay. And here's Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a 3-run home run and a 2-run single. So he has a career high tonight of 5 runs batted in. Dodgers load up the right side, so Blake is all alone with Eckstein at first. 1 ball and no strikes. Pulled foul right by Rich Renteria. 1-1 the count. Adrian Gonzalez, solid ball player, outstanding player, born in San Diego. 12 years in Tijuana, went to high school in Chula Vista. 1-1. And there goes Eckstein, missed at the plate. The throw on a bounce is too late. And then David holding on at second, but thinking about that open bag at third. So Eckstein steals a base. He's 4 out of 5. The throw way too late. So the Padres came in here. Russell realizing nobody covering third, so he hustles over there, and then Jamie Carroll does the same. So Venable stole, Eckstein steals, Stairs stole, Cabrera stole. So 4 stolen bases, and the Padres now leading the league with 49 stolen bases and leading 8-5. 2-2 to Gonzalez. On deck, Chase Headley. So it's been Ortiz, Troncoso, Weaver, Monasterios. Dodgers had Sherrill throwing in the pen when they were trying to get back in the game in the 7th inning. 2-2. Going the other way, a high fly ball, slicing foul, well back into the stands. Still 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Gonzalez has been with the Padres since 2005. Still up there, 2-2. With the Padres, he's had 24 home runs, 30, 36, 40, 9 tonight, with 24 runs batted in. He had 119 RBIs 2 years ago for San Diego. I mean, he is their offensive force. 2-2. And a line drive right at DeWitt. So for Gonzalez, he walked, single to left, homered, hit a line drive at Matt Kemp, and now hits a line drive at Blake DeWitt. So he's hit every ball right on the screws. And the batter will be Chase Headley. Headley flied to left, grounded to second, homered, and grounded to first. Chase 1 for 4, hitting .292. And they will walk him intentionally. Edward Mujica's spot is due up, and Oscar Salazar will come up and hit for him. So here's ball 4. So first and second, 1 out, and Salazar coming up to bat. Salazar is from Venezuela, from Maracay. originally signed with the A's and first came up with the Tigers. Then he had a couple of years with the Orioles, and he joined the Padres last year, where he hit .269. So 2 on, 1 out, and here's Salazar batting for Mujica. 8-5 San Diego. Strike. 0-1. Oscar originally signed by the Oakland A's as a free agent. No balls, 1 strike. Salazar hitting .200. One and one. Salazar has 1 run batted in. He has 1 double. One ball, 1 strike. And that's in there, 1-2. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Padres, 5 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers, and we're in the top of the 8th inning. And got him. Great off-speed pitch, a changeup, fooled Salazar to strike him out. Way out in front of this thing, and it just dies. So the batter will be Torrealba. Torrealba grounded to third, struck out twice, and doubled to right. Hit a ball inside first. It didn't get to Xavier Paul right away, and then when it did, he fell down. So Yorbit hitting .305. Well, it would take 1 point away, .304. And a strike. So Eckstein at second, Headley at first, 2 out. One and one. Carlos Monasterios mopping up. In the dirt, and there goes Eckstein, and Martin can't pick it up. So David is over at third. Pitch in the dirt, and it'll be a wild pitch, I'm sure, accounting for Eckstein's presence at third. So first and third, 2 out, 2-1 the count to Torrealba. Tony Gwynn on deck. And that's blocked nicely by Martin. 3-1. Big change. Monasterios had made 32 pitches prior to this 8th inning. The starter, Ortiz, made 75. 3-1. Comebackers steered nicely, and the out at first. So Torrealba hits back to the box. No runs, no hits, 2 left. At the end, it's 7.5, 8-5 Padres. 1, then foul back, then off the plate, ball 2, swung on and missed, and he took a seat. The Dodgers have scored once since. That was Casey Blake's home run. Now Garrett Anderson will bat for Carlos Monasterios. On the mound, Luke Gregerson. You may remember he surrendered that home run to Matt Kemp in San Diego. But those who watch the Padres every day really talk about how good a pitcher he is. Earned run average of 2. 24 strikeouts and 2 walks. And a strike to Anderson. Garrett with a home run, half a dozen runs batted in. And a ground ball kicked by Eckstein, recovers and throws him out. So David had to wrestle that thing a little bit, but got his man. So Anderson grounding out. 1 away. And the batter will be Russell Martin. Martin doubled in the first inning. Then he walked in the second. Then he was hit by a pitch in the fourth. And then he grounded out in the sixth. He has scored twice. And with his double in the first inning, has hit safely in 14 straight. One ball and 1 strike. Martin is 1 for 4 against Gregerson. Xavier Paul on deck. 1-1. Off the plate. For the second time tonight, George Sherrill gets up in the Dodger bullpen. So it's been Ortiz, Troncoso, Weaver, Monasterios, and it looks like George. 2-2. Luke Gregerson, 6'3", 200. 26 years old out of Park Ridge, Illinois. Originally drafted by the Cardinals 4 years ago. Basically, good two-seam sinking fastball, good slider. 3-2 with a fastball up. Slider hit slowly, charging Eckstein, bare hand shovel to get him despite a head first slide. So Martin gives it his best shot, but Eckstein nips him, and we have 2 out in the 8th inning. And Xavier Paul will be coming up. Gregerson, when you look at his numbers, 24 strikeouts and only 2 walks. You also think of Jonathan Broxton, who has 23 strikeouts and 2 walks. And ball 1 to Xavier Paul. Paul hitting .286, sacrifice, double, grounded out, and single. 2 RBI. That's a strike. 1-1. Keeping that slider down. Luke went to school at Xavier University in Illinois. Remember shortstop Khalil Green? He was traded to the Cardinals for Gregerson. Turned out to be a very good deal for San Diego. 1-2 the count. Gregerson at 6'3", 200. Last year, he was in 72 games and had an earned run average of 2.3. Opposition hit 224 against him. This year, the opposition is hitting 122. One of the outstanding young pitchers now in the National League, Luke Gregerson. On the hands. Boy, that went right into and out of the San Diego dugout, right by Glenn Hoffman. Whoa. Thank goodness no one's sitting on the bench. Might very well come close to getting Bud Black. Took that thing right there. And right over Hoffman's head, and Glenn figures, I think I'll go take a walk. I mean, that's close enough. And, of course, not wearing his helmet in the dugout. Xavier chases one, down he goes. So the Dodgers go quietly in the 8th, and at the end of 8, 8-5, San Diego. If you are keeping score. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Padres, 5 runs, 12 hits for the Dodgers. And in the 9th inning, it'll be Tony Gwynn to start it off. Tony Gwynn hit back to the box, walked, grounded out twice, robbed of a hit once by Blake DeWitt. Though he's 0 for 3. Hitting 182. Dodgers look bunt. Both Blake and Loney move up. Now they move back. 0-1. Twelve hits for the Padres. Will Venable has 4 of them. Big slow curveball in for a strike. 0-2 the count. When the Dodgers bat in the 9th, they'll have Kemp, Loney, and Blake. If anybody gets on, Johnson. Way off. 1-2 the count. The Padres, everybody talks about how tough they are at home because it's such a big ballpark. But if San Diego holds on to the win, Bud's boys will have won 8 of the last 9 on the road. 2-2 to Gwynn. And in the dirt, 3-2. The paid attendance tonight, a lot of them are no longer here, but when the game started, the paid attendance was 40,138. 40138. The game on the long side could come close to 4 hours. And there's ball 4.
Number 1, Everett Cabrera.
So that'll bring up Everett Cabrera. Popped up, doubled, hit back to the box, hit into a force play, stole a base. On deck, Chris DeNorfia. Cabrera hitting .202. A bunt. Back to Sherrill. He's got up. He juggled. He had a play at second, but when he juggled, he lost that. So the sacrifice works. Gwynn advancing to second. And with 1 out, Chris DeNorfia, who struck out in the 7th inning. DeNorfia just recently joined the Padres. That's fouled at the plate. 0-1 to Chris. He has made the most of his brief time. He was 3 for 6 by striking out. He's now 3 for 7. 0-1. Off speed. Fouls that breaking ball, a slider. 0-2 the count. Tony Gwynn at second base, 1 out, 9th inning, 8-5 San Diego. Giants lost 13-1. When you look at that Giant pitching staff, the only weak link would be the pitcher who started tonight, Todd Wellemeyer. Oh, and 2. Big roll at a shortstop. Carroll takes care of it on the play. Gwynn advances to third. And with 2 down, Will Venable has 1 more shot. Venable tripled in the 1st inning, doubled in the 3rd inning, singled in the 4th inning, stole a base, doubled in the 5th inning, then in the 7th inning, struck out. So this would be his 2nd shot at a cycle strike. In fact, this would really be his 3rd. Doubled in the 5th, struck out in the 7th. Now here he is in the 9th. 0-1 to Will. Nice save by Martin. That could have been a run. 1-1 the count. One and 2 as Sherrill hits the inside corner with that fastball. Two and 2. Venable is 6'3", about 220 pounds. He'll be 28 in October. Foul back. Good fastball. Last year, and Venable has good running speed, but last year he was a station-to-station runner. 11 times he had a chance to go from first to third on a base hit, but he never did it. Big curveball off the plate. 3-2 to Will Venable. And popped in the air, foul, out of play. Don't forget Kevin Correa tomorrow night against Clayton Kershaw. Another rematch. Tonight was the rematch of the starter Ramon Ortiz and John Garland. John Eli sitting alongside of Kershaw. 3-2. Fouled away again. Venable doing a pretty good job of staying alive. He really had to follow that curveball to get a piece of it. So Will is still there. 3-2. Another curveball fouled away. So Venable fouling off the breaking balls and runs the count 3-2. On deck, David Eckstein. Fastball inside. So a good at bat for Venable to draw the walk. And Sherrill now will face the pest, David Eckstein. Look at that fastball right in there. Just missed. That was a 10-pitch at bat for Will Venable and resulted in the walk. Eckstein grounded out to drive in a run, walked, single, flied out, hit by a pitch, and a strike. So David has knocked in one, he has scored one, been on base 4 times. Eck hitting .290. Big bouncer to the hole. Backhanded by Carroll, not nearly in time. The Gwynn will score, and it's 9-5 San Diego, and the pest is aboard. David's just great to watch. Single to short. Venable at second base. And the batter now, Adrian Gonzalez. So not only is David Eckstein getting aboard, extended the innings, but he's letting Adrian Gonzalez get up there more and more with men on base. That's a strike. And tonight, Gonzalez with a career high 5 runs batted in. One reason Eckstein has kept the innings alive 4 times. That's the 25th pitch for Sherrill. Oh, 0-2. Foul back. In looking up the past, we'll look at Sherrill against Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 5 against George. Pitch up and in, a fastball, and he just kind of slapped at it. Good hitters can do that. The bad hitter swings and misses, and the good hitter just fights it off. 0-2 to Adrian. Eckstein and Venable out there, and that's fouled off. Oh, 0-2. And that's lifted into shallow right field. It's going to fall. 1 run will score. Eckstein goes to third. Venable brings it in, and that makes it a career high again for Adrian Gonzalez. His 6th run batted in on a little fly ball to right field. So Venable carries it in, and what a night he's had. And Eckstein goes to third. So 6 RBIs for Adrian Gonzalez, 2 singles, and a big 3-run home run. So 10-5 in favor of the Padres. Sherrill has been charged with 2. Headley batting right-handed, and that's kind of rare as a switch hitter. Headley is hitting .204, but overall .292. Jerry Hairston Jr. is out on deck. Boy, that almost went to the backstop. So Eckstein at third, Gonzalez at first, and that was a big save on a fastball by Russell Martin. Remember, Salazar batted for Mujica. Gregerson would be due up. That's a strike. Way outside. So George missing a lot with fastballs. So Headley draws the walk. Jerry Hairston will be coming up, and Rick Honeycutt will come out and talk to Sherrill. So one of the 2 Hairston brothers will come up here. He will be the 2nd pinch hitter used by the Padres. They used Salazar earlier, and Oscar struck out. So Jerry Hairston, along with his brother Scott, and it's Jerry coming up to bat. Jerry Hairston will be 34 at the end of the month out of Southern Illinois University. 11th round pick by the Orioles in 1997, and he came up briefly in 98, and then 99, 2000, so he's a long career. For Sherrill, this will be his 35th pitch of the inning. And a strike. We had a 31 pitch inning by Ortiz. We had a 30 pitch inning by John Garland. So the pitchers out there on the firing line tonight. 0-1 the count with the bases loaded, and popped in the air foul. Martin and Blake is coming in a hurry and hollers Martin off the ball. So Hairston fouls out. The Padres lead 3, but they score 2, and they lead 10-5. it open with 5 in the 4th inning to lead 8-3. The Dodgers got to within 8-5, and the Padres pushed over 2 more in the 9th inning. For George Sherrill, a 36-pitch 9th. And now Ryan Webb out of Clearwater, Florida. He's 6'6", 210-pounder, and 24 years old. His dad pitched in the major leagues with the Mets, and in 1977, Hank Webb was with the Dodgers. The A's chose Ryan Webb in the 4th round 6 years ago. It'll be Matt Kemp. Fouled away, 0-1. You get a very good fastball from Ryan Webb, along with a curve and a cutter. His fastball has been up to 96 on the gun. Oh and 1 to Matt, hitting .284. In there, 0-2. Kemp single to left to drive in a run, popped up, struck out, and hit into a force play. Oh and 2. 1-2. So it's been Garland, Mujica, Gregerson, and Webb. John Garland struggled 117 pitches, but he certainly hung in there. In fact, he'll get more than a hang in there. He should get his 5th win. Fly ball to right field. Venable going back to the track. 1 away. With 1 down, the batter will be James Loney. For the Dodgers, a parade of 5 pitchers: Ortiz, Troncoso, Weaver, Monasterios, and Sherrill. James Loney tonight is 0 for 4. Struck out, grounded to short, grounded to second, and flied to right. So James right at the 300 mark. And a bouncer up the middle. Here comes Eckstein. And gets him. Little David, the pest. He's everywhere. He's a joy to watch. 2 down.
Number 23, Casey Blake.
And Casey Blake coming up. Casey had been struggling, but he had 3 hits last night, including a home run. And he's had 3 hits tonight, including a home run. So all of a sudden he's back up to hitting .266. And maybe the beard is working. He was clean shaven, got down to the 230s. No Delilah, no Samson, but he decided to let it grow, and he's been letting it go. Fastball, slow roller to short. Cabrera on the run, gets him, and that's it. The Dodger 9-game winning streak is history. For the Padres, 10 runs, 14 hits, and no errors. The Dodgers 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. The starters are the pitchers of record. Ortiz loses, Garland wins. The Dodgers now trail by 2. The Giants trail by a game and a half. And tomorrow night, it'll be Kevin Correa and Clayton Kershaw. Stay tuned for Dodgers Live. It's coming up next. And for all of us, good night, everybody.